Good evening, everybody. It's Stan, the trading man. I hope everybody's doing good on this wonderful Monday evening. It is a gorgeous evening here in Maryland, and I'm just chilling out. No beer tonight. The wife is already asleep, and I think I'm going to be not too far behind here. It's been a long day. Just want to chat with you guys, especially the newbies, about something I experienced early on when I first started trading, and also when I was studying trading, studying charts, studying the patterns, studying the different stocks and stuff like that. Is the number one thing that you have to remember trading, and you could take this one to the bank, is the train leaves every 5 minutes. Doesn't mean that you have to board every train that's departed. Okay. um, the fear of missing out, when the stock is already 10 or 15 cents, is just as real as the fear of missing out on every single stock that's being talked about on Twitter or, in chat rooms, etc. Okay, guys, you do not have to board every single train every 5 minutes. You will go broke, you will go crazy, and, your mind will be spinning, holding 15, 20, 25 swings, and you don't even remember what the catalysts or the PRs or anything about the stocks. You just remember that somewhere, somehow, someone told you that you should buy it, and it's going to make you go ballistic. Okay, guys, listen, you do not have to board the train every 5 minutes. Now, it comes with, I don't even use the word experience, but it comes with just time, hearing certain tickers time and time again, and you become either comfortable with the ticker that's being called and that it's going to be good to you, or it's been not so great to you. That's number one. It's going to come with time, and with the whole COVID phase 2 potentially coming around, you have a great opportunity when tickers are being called out to do a quick analysis back to February, March, April, to see the spikes that happen, to determine very quickly if this might be a good, viable run for you. It really is the most amazing time to be trading, or just entering trading, where you're coming into phase 2 of a pandemic, where phase 1 just happened and just, slowed down a bit about a month ago. And now we're already coming into it again. And the same tickers are going to start being called again. And you really have the chance to look at, even on your app, on your phone or whatever, and just slide by and see, okay, this one ran or whatever, to decide if you're going to get in real quick. All right. So listen, don't be so panicked about in every single one, because then you're going to end up with more luggage than you could trade with. Okay. Awesome. Again, I can't preach this enough. Always have some cash on hand so you can make some moves when the market's hopping, or when something's good is about to run, and so forth. Always have cash on hand. The ideal money is about 70%, even on a small account, and to have in the reserves, or enough money that you're comfortable with to play with if something good is being called out. Okay, always have cash reserves. Always be ready to pull the trigger on something if need be. All right. Again, always constantly review what you're holding, if you're holding swings or longs, to see if that money could be utilized somewhere else, or if you're going to stay in there in the position. If you're very comfortable with it, that something's coming out, stuff like that. You want to, take a time to continually evaluate, but also, really doing some due diligence behind the scenes of your own, to verify that, that you're comfortable with what's going on, So again, just recapping, for COVID-19, you're going to hear stocks being called out in different, times, as far as, as the story's being told. And, you're going to have to figure out what's going to be good for you, what's going to be good for your position, and so forth. Okay. Also, I told you guys this before on Twitter, and I'll tell you time and time again, when you're entering in positions, particularly, something's being called out, you can see that's fast moving and stuff like that, grab a hold of some shares, at a smaller position, and then add on the dips, because what's going to happen is people are going to be taking their profits. It's going to dip down. It's going to give you a chance to buy back in if you see this monster that's about to go, and it gives you a little bit more time to assess the situation without missing the bus. Okay. So that gives you the ability to, play smart and, not lose your shirt. And also, if it ends up being a stock that really doesn't go anywhere, you're sitting there waiting 15, 20 minutes, nothing's really happening, it's starting to die out. It gives you a chance at a smaller position to drop out, and it gives you a chance to not miss out on too much funds, and you just take a small loss and move on. It is what it is. No harm, no foul. But if it goes big and you just happen to only have a small position, then you know what? You got some dollars and you move on. A dollar made is better than $10 loss. Okay, guys? Let's talk about cash accounts. Okay. A lot of you guys are starting off with a little bit of money, anywhere from 500 to, maybe 10,000, whatever the case might be, maybe 2,000, whatever it is. Okay. Guys, here's the deal. You're going to be using a cash account most likely where every time you settle on something, you got to wait 48 hours to reuse the funds. Okay. Now, hear me out. Hear me clear. Okay. Let's just say that your threshold is $2,000. That's all the money you want to invest. That is it. You do not want to spend a dime more. Okay. But you happen to have, $15,000, $20,000 in your savings or checking account and stuff like that. This is the time to consider moving over that $10,000 into a trading account, not to use all $10,000 at a time, not at all. Okay. But to have your cap on how much you're going to trade with, whether it's $2,000, so that what ends up happening is, let's say that, you enter some shares and, you're in a position where, you have the $2,000 capped out and, you're about to make some money. Maybe you make $500 on it, whatever the case is, and you sell the shares and you cannot use the funds for another 48 hours. Now what ends up happening is you just made $500 on that $2,000, and you could turn around and use part of that $10,000, another $2,000 to, to reuse into the market and so forth until that other money's clear. And that way you have a daily allowance of $2,000 or whatever it is, maybe not daily, bi-daily, whatever it is, but it frees up your money. Sitting in your $10,000 or $5,000 or $3,000 sitting in your checking account is earning you zilch. But you know what? The bank that you're holding it in, they're making money on your money. So they're buying into stock markets. They are, lending your money out for people getting mortgages. They are lending your money out to give credit card accounts. They are using your money to buy Bitcoin. They are using your money. So the best thing you can do is to have it in your account to have readily available for use to trade when necessary. Try to stay under your cap, whatever that dollar amount is. If you have 10 grand to put in, and 10 grand really is a good number, by the way. But if you have 10 grand to put in, but you only want to, your cap is 1,500, whatever, stay below your cap. So try to, keep $500 free and trade with, $1,000 at all times so that you're stay within it. Also, if you're dealing with small accounts, okay, this is very, very, very important. Let's say you're, trading with $500 to start with, or $1,000 to start with. All right. Your wins are based on percentage, not by dollars. Okay. So, if you're trading at, $500, 10% is $50, right? $50 may not be that much or whatever to you, but you got to look at that was a 10% gain. Or, $25, that's a 5% gain. You want to get somewhere between 5 to 10%. That's a good gain, and that's what you call a good day. So you want to keep your mind on, for small accounts, you want to keep it on percentages versus dollars. All right, guys. So listen, don't try to hop on every train. Do your research as you're going along. Start in small, buy in on the dips. All right. And if you need to cut it loose for a short loss. Call it a day, not the end of the world. It is what it is, okay? But, you're going to drive yourself insane to the membrane if you decide to enter on every ticker at every moment just because you're afraid that you're going to miss the bus. It is the dumbest way to invest. It is the craziest way to invest. And in fact, 70% of the stuff I tweet out, I don't even enter myself. Because I just either don't have the capital available, I have the other stuff, die down, but I'm sending it out to you guys because it's all good stuff. I will not send out shit that I don't believe that I would, get in on myself. I send good stuff, and I try to keep you guys in tune with what's going on in the market actively as it's going, as it's trending. I am a live person. I did not have time to sit around for days upon days and weeks upon weeks. Guys, listen, I hope you have a great Monday. Let's power up for Tuesday and fucking kick some Bears ass. Bye.